the 17th of March 2023, the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin. The Russian president is wanted on suspicion of a war crime, the illegal deportation and transfer of Ukrainian children to the territory of the Russian Federation. At present, the Ukrainian side has accurately identified more than 19,500 deported children. This figure is an underestimate, as the Russian Federation does not provide lists of displaced persons. According to various estimates, between 150,000 and 700,000 Ukrainian children were displaced from Ukraine to Russia during the full-scale war. Unfortunately, by December 2023, only 387 children had been returned to Ukraine. Russia is trying to portray the relocation of Ukrainian children as a humanitarian rescue operation. But under international law, the illegal deportation and forcible transfer of children is a war crime. In April 2023, the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe recognized the illegal transfer of Ukrainian citizens, including minors, to the Russian Federation as genocide. The European Convention on Human Rights strictly states, no one shall be expelled by means either of an individual or of a collective measure from the territory of the state of which he is a national. At the time of the crimes, and until September 16, 2022, Russia was also a signatory to the convention. The Geneva Convention, relative to the protection of civilian persons in time of war, also prohibits changing the civil status of children, for example, adoption. But we see a Russian official, who is also a children's ombudswoman, Maria Lvova-Belova, openly declaring the adoption of a Ukrainian child from Mariupol. The International Criminal Court has also assessed her activities and issued an arrest warrant for her and Putin. The Ukrainian ombudsman states that he is aware of 386 children who have already been adopted or who are subject to Russia's illegal adoption proceedings. Article 7 of the UN Convention of the Right of the Child guarantees children the right to a name and nationality. Names cannot be changed, and citizenship of the occupying power cannot be imposed. Russian media report that the family of a State Duma deputy first kidnapped a 10-month-old Ukrainian child from Kherson and then adopted her and made her a Russian citizen. They also secretly changed the name and place of birth. The data show that adoption is not a whim of Putin's bureaucrats, but a deliberate process. In February 2023, Yale University released a study proving that the deportation and expulsion of Ukrainian children was coordinated at the Russian highest political level, and President Putin has personally issued decrees speeding up the granting of Russian citizenship to Ukrainian children. The logical question is, why does Russia need all this? A country's future is determined by its demographics. In Russia, the population is aging rapidly and the birth rate is falling. What can be done? Russia has apparently decided to commit another crime and steal children from Ukraine. There are at least 32 identified institutions involved in the re-education process. The network of re-education camps in which Ukrainian children have been held stretches from the occupied Crimea to Siberia. There is even a camp in Magadan, 6,276 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. The process of re-education is a systematic effort to promote cultural, historical, social, and patriotic messages or ideas that serve Russia's political interests. Put simply, it turns children into Russians. They taught me to write in Russian, and one day my doctor came to me and said, "Now you will not say glory to Ukraine, but glory to Ukraine as a part of Russia." The so-called educational program included lectures by Russian veterans and historians. It also included military training in camps in Chechnya and the Russian-occupied Crimea. In a camp near Grozny, Chechnya, the boys literally pass a young fighter course at the Russian University of Special Forces. It turns out that Russia separates children from their parents and keeps them in camps for their safety. It steals children in Ukraine, teaches them military skills, and Russifies them. Let us remind you that the forced transfer of children from one national group to another is a direct sign of genocide. And that is exactly what Russia is seeking: complete destruction of the Ukrainian nation. After all, according to the philosophy promoted by the Russian political leadership, Ukraine does not exist as a nation.